How's it going out there, everyone? This is W.F.S, your doctor, and I want to talk to you about Rings of Power Season 2 and how they say they're going to correct the criticisms from Season 1. Lord of the Rings of Power showrunners J.D. Payne and Patrick McKay say that they have taken fan response into account for Season 2. I really want to see how they're going to pull this one off. My biggest criticism of this show so far is this lady right here, Galadriel, or as some have called her, Guy Ladriel. My own personal opinion of her is we're looking at the modern day version of Xena Warrior Princess. All she's missing is that yell. In terms of how it impacts Season 2, we wrote most of the Season 2 before Season 1 came out. Payne said in an interview with Vanity Fair, "We're refining the last bits of it now and we're starting to shoot, but really the cake was kind of baked before the audience response came in." Certainly, you look at the audience response and you see what characters people love and what kind of storytelling moves them. I wouldn't say we're overcorrecting for any of it, but we're certainly listening to the people's response. Most of the storytelling was done before Season 1 came out. Most of the writing for Season 2 was already complete. And they're going to listen to the audience response? Really? That says a lot right there about how they're not going to listen, but maybe it's too early to be judging. I just know that for my number one real problem with the character of Galadriel, she was a know-it-all, arrogant, spoiled brat of a warrior who really wasn't supposed to be a warrior in the first place, but because Amazon bought the rights to it, they can do whatever they want to the characters. At the beginning of this show, she's this tough warrior princess. She goes off with her troops to go see if they can find evidence of Sauron. They come up into this castle where they battle this giant monster, and only she is able to defeat them. She's with the finest warriors, finest elvish warriors, and they can't defeat him, but she can. I mean, even her second in command was saying, "Look, we've been doing this for months now, years. Can we go home, please?" "No, we're not going home till we find Sauron or any evidence of him." She let people she knew get killed for her quest for vengeance. And then she talked an entire nation to go into war for her quest for vengeance. She basically gave Sauron his power. Sorry, spoilers. She helped get him to where he is in the creation of the rings. And only after the war is started and all these hundreds of soldiers are dead, and she starts talking with a young boy that she doesn't know, suddenly she starts developing a conscience. She's been at this for 1,000 years, and 1,000 years she's been for a quest for vengeance. At that point, the character starts mellowing out a little bit. So it could be that the ice is going to start melting, but at the same time, it's just kind of a hard thing to watch. I don't know. I don't like this character, and just have to see where this goes. What do you think about Galadriel? Am I over-exaggerating her character? But let's get back into the article. I like this one. Rings of Power stars hope viewers will root for Sauron. I've watched enough videos, my friends, to let you know that everybody is already rooting for Sauron. They want him to kick their ass badly. McKay added that the bar couldn't possibly be higher for what they want to achieve with Rings of Power. So I think in some ways the audience response, we're a year ahead of that because we saw it a year ago, and we were like, here it is, really seems to work. And here it is, maybe not working as well as we might have hoped or thought it would. So, to the extent there's a course correction, it's just us building on the strengths of the show and on the strengths of our actors and our designers. Well, building on the strengths of the show is interesting. You know, there was an article out a couple of days ago talking about how the showrunners here are about to be sidelined because Amazon is bleeding money on this show. They're not getting the response they want. Even their investors are calling them up and saying, what are you doing with our money? And this show is their largest project, and they've got to make it work. Rings of Power responds to criticism. Shortly after the 2-hour episode premiered of Rings of Power in September, Amazon suspended rating for the series in an effort to combat review bombing. Generally, fans initially appeared divided on the series, particularly in regards to the storyline and character, though a large portion of its audience has praised the show's cinematography and its stunning imagery and visual effects. Rings of Power receives a wealth of criticism from audiences, with some critics aimed at Morfield Clark's Gadriel, with others targeting the show's costume choices. Again, Gadriel, just not likable. But I will admit, at the last 2 episodes, I think her character, the ice, started melting. Now, what do you think about all this? You think that there's any improvement coming? Do you think the show can be saved? I mean, we're only in the middle of the first season, and they're hoping that they can stretch this thing out for 50 hours and 5 seasons. It's a lot to ask when you consider how many people have their doubts about it, and the fact that so many fans are upset at the fact that they're not respecting the Tolkien lore. Well, I'm going to end the video right here, my friends. I hope you enjoyed it. Please subscribe if you like what you see here, and click the like button. Also, I would love to see your comments. So, until the next time, my friends, I'm W.F.S, your doctor. God bless.